Hey guys, it's drcurvy here and we're back with another video. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a pre-prepared guide for Milio when he comes out in I don't know when, like maybe 2 weeks or something. And I think that's the cycle. I think that's the last champion in Wild Rift to release for 5.2. Maybe he'll come out in 5.2C. But we will see. So yes, this is my profile. As you can see, I have the Coven Morgana skin. We have to go through the champ and type Milio. Now, to make it easier for you guys to understand what Milio is, he's basically just a male Lulu. Because the kit is very similar. He's not really that that difficult. As you can see, his style is the champion's tendency to deal damage to enemy champions using basic attacks versus abilities. So that's like he's preferred more to use abilities than basic attacks, but he has a really good passive that can make him, you know, do a lot more poke. It's not that difficult. He's mostly a utility, which makes sense, and he has crowd control with his abilities as well. So let's go through it. So that's his first skill. Let's go to his passive. So Milio's passive is fired up. Milio's abilities enchant allies untouched, making their next damage deal a burst of extra damage and burn the target. Think of it as like a small ignite / Leandri's burn. So whenever an ability passes through your allies, or whenever you put a spell on them, they will get that. Think of it as like a Pix. It's basically Pix. Now, I don't know how much of the scaling this is going to be in Wild Rift. It could change in Wild Rift, but that's pretty much the idea. Let's watch the animation again. As you can see, you see Nyla's hands were glowing. Now, this will happen a lot with his other abilities as well. I think his Q, W, E, and R all apply that, but we will see. Now, let's look at his first skill over here, which is the Ultra Mega Fire Kick. Now, that sounds like an ultimate. But no, it's the first skill. He kicks a ball a la Messi that knocks back an enemy. When the ball launches upward on hit and falls towards the enemy, damaging and slowing enemies in the area upon impact. I'm gonna be honest, I thought this used to stun. They get knocked back. That stun animation is a knockback animation like an Alistair, and they get slowed within the radius. I honestly thought the center was a stun, but I think that was just my like lucid dreaming, because I didn't think that would happen. But yeah, well, once again, as the passive states, if it passes through an enemy, it will bounce. So, you know, you have to strategically use it sometimes, even in minion waves. Considering you only have like 4 or 3 minions in Wild Rift, it's not really that hard to land it. Maybe they'll adjust it in Wild Rift to make it more ease of use, but, you know, that would be too broken. So, I wouldn't mind this skill being too strategic. And you don't really max this first, you max this last, because like Lulu, you don't really max the first skill, the glitter lance. You always max the shield and then the attack speed, which is probably the same max order. So yeah, the second skill is Cozy Campfire. He creates a zone that heals allies and increases attack range to those inside. The zone follows the ally nearest to the cast point. Now, this is like similar to like Lulu's second skill. Like I said, male Lulu. But it increases their range and it also heals. But the healing is surprisingly not much. Your heals are mostly going to rely on maybe items like Airy or Harmonic Echo or his ultimate, or heal or redemption, enchant, like that. He doesn't really heal crazily as like a Soraka. You know, it's like middle. Because when I was using Milio in League, it says 70 heals your allies within this range for 70 within the radius. Now that will scale up with, you know, healing enhancements, like if you buy heal and shield power plus 8% like that, but it doesn't really do a lot. But like I said, he's more of a utility, not a healer. He's not a Sona basically. Yeah, let's watch the animation again. As you can see, Nyla gains more range. For I don't know what the amount is. Yeah, I don't know the specification. He would do well on characters with very long ranges, or even benefit characters that have short ranges like Nyla, Vayne. But it's also broken on Caitlyn and Ashe, because those are like the top 2 ADCs in League in general that have the longest ranges. Especially with Ashe, with that slow, plus that burn from Milio's touch, which, as you can see, it applies. Nyla's hands was burning. because the fire guy, the fireball was there. So you get the point, right? Third skill, Warm Hugs. Milio tosses the shield to an ally temporarily, increasing their movement speed. This ability has 2 charges. Now, when I started playing Milio, I mindlessly spam it twice. But there could be some situations where this is useful and you have to hold off 1 charge. Or maybe you need to give 2 allies, you know, your Burning Hand passive. As you can see, Nyla's hand glowed like that. This is what you max first. Now, this will scale well with items like what's that item? The boot enchant, revival enchant. That's a good one. I think I would prefer Milio to have that in terms of boot enchants rather than, you know, locket or redemption. So, but we'll talk about the builds later when we get to it. So yeah, you max this out first. Again, you max this second, and then you max this once. The reason why you max this once is because in PC, this cooldown doesn't scale off. It's still 12 seconds. So whatever it is in Wild Rift, it might not even scale further down. The shield is okay. I kind of use this as like a barrier, like a clutch moment situation. So there's that. His ultimate is Breath of Life. Now this is broken, especially if you're too lazy to buy that that enchant that disables CC on a nearby ally. Breath of Life, Milio unleashes a wave of soothing flames that heal and remove crowd control effects from allies in range. Now that's amazing. Leon is useless at this point. Look. So you have to really be reactive and make a decision. But sometimes a lot of people use this ultimate as like a quick heal. Like someone said on a video, I think it was Show Desu, who is a well-known like enchanter player challenger in NA or EU. He said that Milio's ult is like a Janna ultimate but burst. So you know how Janna's ult, like it heals for like a few seconds? Milio's case is just instant. It doesn't move everyone back like a knockback, but it disables CC. So you kind of have to think like, okay, do I use this to heal or do I use this to like cancel out some CC? You have to read the room of the enemy team to see like what situations you have to use it. Again, you max this first, this last, this one whenever you can. Yeah, very basic. It's very easy. I feel like he's going to be broken on release. Let's move on to the builds. Now, we are in www.wildriftmeta.com. I got this from a Woohoo Joey video, and it was so useful because, you know, if I'm not using my tablet, I would just pop up this. So let's talk about runes, actually, before we go into items. Now, in PC, he has... What's that? The shield of... What's that? It's an item here. This one, the protector, that guard thing that shields, that's his core rune, but we don't have that as a rune. So his 2 options is Airy or Glacial Augment. Now Glacial Augment is good if you're good at landing that kick, then you can actually like CC them. I think this is good on like situations when there's a lot of assassins or someone to burst you down, but I kind of don't like it as much. I kind of like this one because it just provides all the utility that Milio needs. Like I said, Airy is poke, protect, as mentioned there, and also damage, and also enhances the shield. It doesn't enhance the heal, it enhances the shield. So yeah, I think it's a safe bet. You know, you can do experiments. You know, I love my off-meta builds. I have some off-meta videos on the channel. But that's good enough for there. You would want to go mostly Resolve. If you're going aggressive, you might want to take Domination as a secondary rune. But your core is probably Resolve with like Font of Life, Revitalize. And if you're against heavy CC, you can go Perseverance. Or even Second Wind. Second Wind's kind of useless. You need to have something utility-wise. If you're against like someone who can burst you down ASAP, like an all-in, like a Leona Thresh, you can use this as well to block off some of the damage. If you're against a lot of CC, go Tenacity. It will be unexpected. So like, why is this menu so tanky? I think if you're going like a Tenacity type build, this and this with this, that's so immovable of you, you know. You have so much tenacity. Okay, let's move on with the inspiration tree. Now it's kind of core what you want. You kind of want more CDR with Transcendence and Mana Flow Band. Milio is not really mana hungry-ish. Once you start building like a component that gives mana regen, I don't think he has a problem with it. So he's there. These two will make sense. If you like to roam, pop off the Pathfinder. You can see gain 50 movement speed in the river. Is there anything else that's useful? Maybe Cheap Shot could be useful, and Mark of the Week. in situations when you're like really like balls deep, or even zombie ward, which is good for more vision control if you're that type of girly who likes to provide more vision to the team. But yeah, nothing else. Let's look at items. So for your support items, you can go whatever you want. If you want more CDR, you can go Ancient Coin. If you want more tankiness, go Relic Shield. A lot of people still go Relic Shield, which is kind of cool. I would likely take this one. You know, I'm not a Senna, you know, I'm not a Lux. You know, I don't pop off unless I'm maxing my first skill. So yeah. Let's talk about boots. Now, considering there's no boost of mana in PC, I think this is a good bet. Again, because you get so much ability power, which enhances your healing and the mana regen. I don't know about the magic penetration though, but I do want more CC. Not CC, sorry, CDR. I think this is a safe bet for me. It's a little dangerous though, because if you don't have enough regen, you kind of can go If you guys seen my Lux build on the channel, that's a good example of being mana hungry, so be careful. So for your enchants, you can either go redeeming enchant for like those clutch heals. It's kind of like his ultimate, but a little delayer, a little delayed. You can go with this, but then again, you have your ultimate to disable, you know, stuff, CCs and stuff. But this is kind of like a spell shield. You can go with this if you're feeling a little feisty, you know, meteor enchant. But this is kind of like my best bet for me. Like a lot of people always go like this or maybe this or maybe this, but I like going or this. I like going this no matter what whenever there's a healer, because it just enhances that feeling. You know, if I go Seraphine or maybe Nami, full on heal build with Rabadons as the last item to give more AP, plus this, that's a lot of healing. Regarding there's no like anti-heal, you know what I mean? So I would take Dynamic Revival. And this one is also good for like more protective shieldness. I think in Milio's builds in PC, you build the Locket of the Iron Solari item because it gives good stats. I think it's one of these items actually, somewhere here. But yeah, those are the boots. Now let's talk about his healers, magic damage items. Okay, that's how they label it. Now, whenever I play an enchanter, I always go with the Harmonic Echo because it's really like a Luden's Echo. But for your enchanters, it just gives all the stats that I wanted, some ability power, some mana, which is a must. If you're not getting regen, get that mana, and the haste. Also, the Harmonic Echo passive, like kind of like a Static Shiv healing passive, which is really great. I think that's a good first core item. But if you're someone who has an ADC who's very auto attack reliant, I would go with the Ardent Sensor first. Does this give mana regen? No, it does not. Which item gives mana regen here? Wow, I think mana regen is different in Wild Rift compared to PC. But yeah, again, increases the allies' attack speed if you're getting someone with like a Vayne or someone who auto attacks frequently, like maybe even an Ashe or a Jinx. This is good. The Ardent passive of 5 movement speed is also good to catch up with people. And the attack speed plus bonus magic damage scaling per level is also great. It's great. So yeah, that's one of the things that I would get for the first item. And then for your other items, you can kind of go staff for yourself, because the rapids passive, it says here an ally grants you both plus 20 ability haste and 2040 ability power. So this is good on like a carry mid laner. And again, good stats. And then you could go with Imperial Mandate, which benefits with his kick. Maybe this could be like a 4th item or 3rd item, because you don't really have much slots because you have support items. So yeah, this could be your last item, or this could be like an early item. You have to pick between this, and maybe, yeah, in terms of support items, no, not that, these 4 are like your core items, and you have to decide on that before you add on your substitute items, like your anti-heal over here or a tank item, which we'll get into in a bit. So there's Morellonomicon over here, amazing. Again, gives all the stats. Maybe you can find a better version of that, but I doubt it. But this is the must get for your last item to top it off. Or if you want, you know, craziness, more healing, go Rabadons if you're snowballing, because we don't know his ratios in Wildrift, but I always know that whenever someone has good healing, I think like an item like this will spike up that healing process. So let's go for defensive items. Now, this one is being used in PC. If you finish your 4 items in PC, like your ability power stuff, your AP items, your enchanter items, you can go with a tank item as your last 2 items. I would recommend Zeke's Convergence here. Now, the stats are kind of okay. The armor's kind of weird. Again, you know, to each their own. Max health is good. The mana is good. The haste is good. The reason, oh, I had an accent there. The reason why I like this item because the Harbinger passive, casting your ultimate surrounds you with a blizzard and ignites any nearby allies' attacks by 10 seconds. Your blizzard slows enemies by 20%, so it's a good catch-up tool. And your allies attack burn for 30% damage. Again, burn. You hear that burn? It can go well probably with his passive fired up. So that's why it works well. I didn't know that. I just noticed that today. For over 2 seconds. It prioritizes the highest attack damage ally. So in this case, your marksman or your Fed Jax, who probably is going AP, so it's not Jax. And then there's another passive called the Frostfire Covenant, where your Blizzard ignites. If it slows a burning enemy, 60 magic damage per second, and slowing for 3 seconds. Okay, so that's a lot of like words. Protector's Vow, another good item, which is literally the what's that what's that in League? Hold up. I lost my thing. There, that rune in League. It's literally this, but as an item. Again, gives good stats similar to this, but I would prioritize this more because it just gives more for the price. So they're the same price, but this one provides more value. This one is, I would love this for bursty team comps. If you want that as your last item, pop off with it. There's a lot more items in support that you could use. Searing Crown feels underrated, but I feel like you have to do damage for this. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't recommend this. It won't enhance your burn because it's just a radius. And you're not really attacking as much, unlike a Mundo maybe. This one is, no one builds this one. It's pretty underrated. But it gives a lot of health and haste for the price 2,400. If you're gonna use this as a stat stick, I would honestly take it. I don't know about the seeds. What else? Dawn Shroud. This is more of a Leona item. And it has a specific range within 400 units, so I don't think this would be good. Dead Man's Plate is more of an engage item again. Iceborne Gauntlet, it's physical. Warmogs is, you know, Warmogs is so good in PC right now. Like, you build this first on Leona and then you just pop off. So maybe this could be good if you want a tank-centric build. But yeah, that was the build. I hope you guys it's 20 minutes. I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you guys are new to my channel, please do subscribe. If you're watching me for a long time and not subscribed, please do as well, because 80% of you guys are not subscribed. So, you know, if you want to get that 2,000 sub up goal, you know, please do subscribe. I do mostly mobile videos on this channel. As you can see, I talked about the esports awards where Mobile Legends won and Wild Rift was nominated. That was so funny to me. That was just a filler video. And then I did a Jarvan video, and then I did a Lux Tank video, Crystal Rose, and all that shenanigans. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at drcurvy_YT for, you know, stuff. And then follow me on Discord at drcurvy. Link that is in the description. Join me on Discord for that, and donate to the PayPal if you want to support the channel in the long run, or if you don't have any, you know, Spire change, you can just watch the ads and not skip them, because it really helps out with you know, YouTube and monetization. But yeah, that was the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.